The motivation I have is the passion I have for caring for others, seeing the improvement of the quality of life, and seeing how they improve my life as well. I learn a lot from the people I work with.
Anytime somebody recognizes you, it means that you're doing things the right way, and it allows you to have that much more of a connection with others.
Every day it's a new opportunity. You see them as not as challenges, but as opportunities to get better. Never give up.
We are destined for greatness.
Thank you for this incredible honor.
Whatever makes you feel good, whatever makes other people feel good about what you're doing, just do it.
Even though if you're diagnosed with something, that does not hold you back. You can do all things through God.
Helping people with disabilities is my biggest passion.
Never lose hope. Never underestimate your own ability.
I'm just excited for everyone else who is receiving an award. My advice is to just don't give up.
I think tonight is going to be amazing.
I want to thank everybody.
There's a lot of support out here. Don't ever feel like you're alone, because there are people that want to advocate for you.
I think it's an excellent thing, making the community aware of people with disability.
I think it's a beautiful ceremony. It's something that should be celebrated everywhere, and I'm very excited to be here today.
I'm thrilled. I'm excited just to be in a room with a lot of good people, good hearts.
I want to thank God because my life has literally been a God journey.
Because you have disability doesn't mean that you can't do anything. You can do anything you put your mind to.
The 3rd Annual Paige Awards, presented by Road to Eternity, JW Fuzion, and the Cunningham family. And now, please welcome your host, Wendy L. Cunningham Barnes.
Good evening, everyone. I am honored and privileged once again to be standing here in front of you to acknowledge the achievements of our brilliant honorees from the 2018 and 2019 Paige Awards. Due to the pandemic, the 2020 Paige Awards will not be a live event. In this year's celebration, we will look back to the individuals and organizations which have helped so many within the special needs community to experience a better quality of life. You will also get to meet some amazing people who have done remarkable things despite their disabilities. Tonight, we recognize awardees in the categories of arts and entertainment, health and wellness, community, education, sports, and the Distinguished Service Award. As we celebrate the work of our honorees, we hope to motivate you to shine in your respective fields, to inspire you to reach out and help in any way you can within your community, especially during this pandemic.
Hi, I'm Felice Carr. Paige is my niece, and I'm Wendy's younger sister. So, a fond memory I have of Paige, when she was little and she had began walking, she had these balls that she played with, like little toy balls, and she would put one in her mouth. And she'd run around with this thing in her mouth and laugh, because she knew it made everybody just go crazy because it was so funny. And Paige would just run around with this ball in her mouth and laugh. It was the size of her mouth, so she couldn't swallow it or anything, but she couldn't even close her lips around it because she had this ball. It was so funny. And those are memories that I cherish. I even have a picture of Paige with this ball in her mouth. And I look at that picture and I just remember, and it makes me happy and smile. And a fond memory I have of Paige when she was older is just when I'd come over and I'd walk in the room and I'd just say her name and she knew it was me and she would smile. And that just brought joy to my heart. And Paige gave joy to anybody who encountered her. Anybody who came in her presence experienced joy and love and laughter. So I just hope that you guys continue to experience joy, and the memory of Paige brings you joy, because she wouldn't want us to be sad. She would want us to have fun and be happy.
Our first recipient has a history of strong leadership and integrity. He has authored award-winning books for children, teens, and adults. He teaches high school biological science. He also provides professional workshops for businesses, schools, churches, and youth organizations. Within his children's book series, Kahari Discovers, inspired by his son, there's a book entitled The Meaning of Autism. This book teaches the reader to be sensitive and understanding of children with this developmental disorder.
Hello, my name is Evan Roberts, and I'll be receiving the Paige Award for Business. Some of the things that motivate me as an author include my son, the young children that I'm able to work with and impact, and also parents and teachers who are working with children each and every day. I am overjoyed to be receiving this award because it means a lot to be recognized for the work that you're doing. But also, I think anytime somebody recognizes you, it means that you're doing things the right way, that you're impacting people in a positive manner, and it allows you to have that much more of a connection with others. If you are struggling in an area, I would say the biggest thing is to find a way to model people who are ahead of you in that space, find a mentor, and get some clarity about specific goals that you want to achieve in your own life, and then just start to move forward. There's nothing we can do about the past except for learn from it. So I would say use any information that you have thus far to help improve on where you are at this point in life. My name is Evan Roberts, and I am a 2019 recipient of the Paige Award.
Ladies and gentlemen, our recipient for the Business Award, Mr. Evan J. Roberts.
Wow, that was awesome. Give yourselves a round of applause. So listen, I am so blessed to be up here. I know you guys are eating. I am not going to be long-winded. Thank you, James. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you to Road to Eternity, Sheila, and your whole staff. I am very appreciative to be here and to be celebrating this event and moment with you guys. My family is in the middle there. If you guys can wave your hand, my son Gavin, my wife Leslie, my mom and dad. And I want CJ, come here. CJ, come up here. Come to Uncle E, my man. And Gav, you can come with him. All right, so this is my little nephew here, CJ. Say hi.
Hi.
And this is my son, Gavin. Say hi.
Hi.
And these two guys have been motivating me forever. Awesome young men to be around and have in your life. And when they were a little bit younger, they were growing up side by side, and we started to notice some developmental challenges and differences between them. The one thing that I saw was a friendship that they share with each other, and as cousins they played together, they worked together, just like any other brother or sister would do every time they got together. And I said, wow, wouldn't it be amazing to capture that in a book? You know, people enjoying each other, people figuring out how to work together, how to basically accept somebody who has differences, but not to let that impede that relationship that they want to have together. So I was very, very motivated to write this book. And I dedicated it to CJ, but the entire series is actually inspired by my son, Gavin. His middle name is Kahari, which sometimes people have a little bit of trouble saying, but Kahari Discovers is the entire series that we've created. So I'm honored to be here. I'm thankful that this award is that this event is happening, because everybody who is a provider, everybody who is a parent, everybody who is out there serving the special needs community is doing work from the heart. They're doing work that is genuine. They're doing work that matters. And so I want you guys, if you're here getting an award today, or if you're here just celebrating somebody, turn to them and give them a nice round of applause, because this is a great event. So they talked a little bit about being a teacher. I take these guys to some of the events that I do. We travel quite a bit to share the series. And let me tell you, I had no idea that I would ever be a children's author. Like, that was not a bucket list thing, I promise you. It just manifested itself just based on being around them and seeing the need and knowing that stories about children who have autism are too far and few in between, especially boys of color. And so I wanted to make sure that that story existed. And we're going to write a lot more books. You know, James and I are part of the same team, and we're going to continue to share the message, because it's all about teaching our kids that there is an example out there, and there are people who care about them, and regardless of what their upbringing is, regardless of what challenges they have, that at the end of the day, they have goals and dreams and aspirations that we should be supporting and that we should be helping them to achieve. So without any further ado, I want to thank you guys again. Again, my name is Evan J. Roberts, and I appreciate being a recipient of a 2019 Business Award for the Paige Awards. Thank you.
Michael Carmody is the co-founder of Opportunity Knocks, an organization dedicated to enriching life and community. They exist to support people with intellectual and developmental disabilities as they live, work, learn, grow, and connect within their communities. They believe in a dynamic, person-centered, and community-based approach to programming that engages the voices of each of their warriors.
My name is Mike Carmody. I'm receiving the Community Award. I think it's a combination of things. I think one, it's every day it's a new opportunity, and just the people I get to interact with every day, disability and not disability, I get to learn. Every day is a learning experience, and it's never the same. I think that's the biggest thing. It's never the same. It's always fun, and it's not a job. It's kind of a way of life. My brother John is, I believe, 33, and he is a young man with Down syndrome. And we wanted to create something for him and his friends where they could be safe and build a community and the confidence to go out in the world and show people who and what they can really do. I would simply say, never give up. I mean, this idea that things are going to get thrown your way, and there's always a way you can keep going. And someone taught me that you see them as not as challenges, but as opportunities, opportunities to get better each and every day. My name is Mike Carmody, and I am a 2019 recipient of the Paige Awards.
Our recipient of the Community Award is Michael Carmody.
First and foremost, I just want to say thank you for this opportunity. This is not a very comfortable thing for me to do. So thank you for getting me out of my comfort zone and allowing me to be part of this beautiful event. It was great to see the pictures and the story of your daughter and the younger brother. To hear you up here is very beyond inspiring, and I'm grateful that I got that opportunity to come here and listen to you. I don't know. I'm really lucky, is I think the word. My brother John has changed my life the minute he was introduced to me, and he was never a person with a disability. He was just my brother, and I think that was something that was taught to me, and we just kind of treated him like everyone else. And somehow, in some way, he guided me towards this. It's a dream come true every day. And I don't know, I'm just really grateful to be here and to accept this award. And that's it. Thank you.
Our next recipient has numerous sports honors. He attended Cornerstone Services and was selected to represent Illinois in the Special Olympics in basketball. He has definitely set a benchmark for other sports persons to imitate. Due to great teamwork and effort, he knows it's not whether you get knocked down, but whether you get back up.
On the count of three, Illinois.
1, 2, 3, Illinois!
I always wanted to play basketball. It was just a passion of mine. My mom always told me, may she rest in peace, that I was always gonna be her star. So I always wanted her legacy to live on through that. Well, we played basketball. We went to dances. We got to play against other states. I had a really great time. How much they impacted my life. If it wasn't for them, I would probably still be in the streets or dead. Help people learn new skills, get better at what I'm doing. I like new challenges. I try to make myself better at everything that I do. My name is Jordan Williams, and I'm the 2018 recipient of the Paige Award.
Ladies and gentlemen, our recipient for the Sports Award, Jordan Williams.
I'd like to say before I accept this award, I would like to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Jordan Williams. I was born March 7, 1991 to Janice Williams and Randolph Williams Jr. Childhood was okay, but it got better thanks to my mother. My dad wasn't really around. He chose to do other things like drugs and cheat on my mother. So I seen a lot growing up. And then he died when I was 9, and my mother died when I was 11. And that's when my life went downhill. I then had to move in with my aunt, who only brought me in for my money. I grew up getting beat and molested, so then I looked to the streets for guidance. I did stupid things I shouldn't have. I went to Joliet West High School, where I graduated in 2009. And when I turned 18, my aunt kicked me out on the street because she couldn't get my checks anymore. And then my adoptive family, who I love very much, and have always been there like a real family. After that, when my counselor recommended me to Cornerstone, I didn't really take it serious because at the time I really didn't care whether I lived or died. But this one particular lady named Beverly Swidden stuck with me and never gave up on me and believed in me and made me believe in myself, and the rest is history. So I started Cornerstone, and they told me about Special Olympic sports, so I gave it a try, and I loved it. I started off doing softball and basketball. Now I do all sports, and I love it. I have an awesome coach named Mary. She taught me a lot, and she has always told me how great of an athlete I am, so that stuck with me. And I got picked to play for Special Olympics Illinois this summer for basketball. I had the best time ever. I had great teammates and 2 great coaches. Yes, we only got 3rd place, but we were all winners anyway. So now I want to thank everybody for having me. It's an honor to accept this award. I want to give a shout out to all the people that said I would never amount to nothing, who said I'll just be like my dad, to the people who told me I couldn't do it, and most importantly, to my mother in heaven, who's still supporting her baby boy and making this star shine brighter. Before I go, I want to say thank you to my Cornerstone family for being so supportive and making me believe in myself and just giving me the opportunity to be great and change my life. I also want to thank my adopted family for being the family that I always wanted. You guys didn't have to take me in, but you did anyway, and I'm forever grateful for that. Last but not least, I want to thank my best friend, my girlfriend, Samantha, who stuck by my side continuously, even when I did wrong. She's so strong of a woman. She saw my worth the first day we met, and I can never thank you enough for being such a great person and a great friend. Thank you.
Dr. Evisha Ford is the founder of the I Can Dream Center, which provides quality programming for youth 12 to 21. They specialize in working with students with intellectual disabilities, autism, and various other learning difficulties. The center provides a variety of services, including post-secondary education, therapeutic after-school care, behavioral health, and a transitional program approved by the Illinois State Board of Education.
I am Dr. Evisha Ford, and I'm a 2019 recipient of the Paige Award. I am motivated by the amount of families that we're able to impact through the I Can Dream Center. We started because our hearts were really connected with families of students with disabilities, and I believe that if you see the need, that's the call. And so I am grateful to have been trained and worked and researched in this area, and I have a pretty extensive background in being able to supporting and developing programs for young people with disabilities. The difference between our program is that I don't have the constraints necessarily associated with the public school district. We know what we ought to do to serve young people and to serve them well, and there are sometimes obstacles. And I'm grateful that being an independent, nonprofit human service organization allows us to really go above and beyond in serving our families. We wanted to be able to make a positive impact and to provide some relief and support for those families. And as we continue to expand our programs and begin to serve more families, that is so motivating for us, and the feedback that we get from the families who are really helped and whose lives are changed because we exist is completely motivating for us. We all have things that we have to overcome. We've all been through things and experienced difficult times. And I think that we have to just make up our minds that we are not going to let those circumstances stand in the way of what our God-given purpose is. And I think once we determine that there is no plan B for our success, then we are destined for greatness. I am Dr. Avisha Ford, and I'm a 2019 recipient of the Paige Award.
Ladies and gentlemen, our recipient for the Education Award is Dr. Avisha Ford.
Well, good evening. So one thing I can say is I'm consistent because I was told that I had to say a few words today, and everything that came to my mind was exactly what y'all just heard on the screen already. So, but it bears repeating that really we are so motivated by being able to make a real impact in the lives of the families that we serve. We first started, so I worked in school administration for about 10 years and developed lots of programs, and really felt some constraints in doing that because I really believe that we know what we ought to do to serve well students. And so in developing the program, one thing that I can say is that what has continued to be a motivator has been just making real impact with the families. Most people look at us and they don't know the stones that we used as pillows when we first started. But what really kept us going was the connections that were made with families, between families, and really being able to hear and innovate on behalf of those families who express a need and who were able to sort of fill that gap. I would be remiss to not introduce my team members. And really, this is an award for them because I believe that you can coach and train people on how to do a lot of things, but not care for people genuinely. And so that is really the criteria for being able to inviting people on board at Icon Dream Center. And as a result, we have really, I'm sorry, y'all, the best team in the South Suburbs serving students because they really care for our students in a way that you can't manufacture. You can't. And when I'm interviewing, those are the questions I'm asking. And so I'm grateful. And I just want to acknowledge Matt, who's one of our instructors. He's here tonight. Matt Atkins. I also want to acknowledge my cousin Chris, who's here tonight, who actually encouraged me from the beginning that, yes, you can do it. It looks hard, but you can do it. So super encouraging. And I am so excited about the footage that they use because there's so many connections and so many warm faces in the room tonight. You know, you can go to different events and different awards, but there's something so special when you're in a room full of people whose heart beats for the same thing that your heart beats for. It's so special. I just feel so humble and honored to even be recognized. But just want to acknowledge one of our all-time family, because once you come to the Icon Dream Center, you may come as a guest, but you definitely leave as family. So I just want to say hi to my Taylor family, extended Icon Dream Center family over there. Y'all saw Donald's face in the footage. He's all over our marketing because he's one of our favorites. So just grateful for that. We just feel so honored to have been acknowledged and recognized for the work that we're doing. So thank you guys for your contributions, for being here to support the work that's happening in this community, and for the genuine efforts on behalf of families and people with disabilities. Thank you all.
The third Annual Paige Awards, presented by Road to Eternity, JW Fuzion, and the Cunningham family.
Many stories have conflict, but it is through these moments that strength can be discovered.
Everything that I've encompassed in life is through the guidance of my mother and the surrounding of God's angels.
I think a lot of times we are shameful of some of the things that we've gone through, which is why we don't share it.
We are beautiful in our own broken way.
The stories that I have encountered, the stories that I have lived are remarkable, are amazing.
If you're so distracted by your misery, you cannot serve His kingdom.
Life is cheap when you have a lot of material but nothing to show for it.
Happiness has nothing to do with pleasure. It's in here.
You take all of that stuff and you use it as ammunition to make yourself better.
I know that I am here today only because God kept me.
This is my life. This is my story. When I look back at it, I don't regret anything because I know He was setting it all up for the good.
Challenges can be conquered and obstacles overcome.
Many people would look at my sister and only see a special needs girl, but she was so much more. She was filled to the brim with personality. Give her 5 minutes and you'd see it. She was a textbook definition of to not judge a book by its cover. She could tell you everything without saying a single word. You could see the classic teen emotions, the beauty of life, and her love. All of these coming from a girl who was seen as limited, but didn't let that stop her. There's a quote that says, "In a gentle way, you can shake the world," and Paige did that every single day. All of our lives have been bettered by her. Paige taught me so much and continues to teach me every day. I recognize that a person's physical presence has little to do with their spiritual presence. The body is just a case for something far more extraordinary.
Candy Chapin was always drawn to the special needs community. As a registered nurse, she knew training would be an asset to the members of this community. She followed her heart and as a result has spent the past 25 years devoting her compassion, her time and talents to the amazing people she has served. Currently, she is still following her life mission to serve the special needs community.
I'm Nurse Candy Chapin, and I'm a recipient of the 2019 Healthcare Professional Paige Awards. The motivation I have is the passion I have for caring for others, seeing the improvement of the quality of life that I could bring to others, and seeing how they improve my life as well. I learn a lot from the people I work with. I think of it more as a ministry than a job. I feel very honored, and this recognition means a lot to me. I think this is a very big deal. I'm Nurse Candy Chapin, and I'm a recipient of the 2019 Healthcare Professional Paige Awards.
Our recipient for the Health and Wellness Award is Candy Chapin.
Thank you very much. I feel very honored to be up here amongst all of you. I know all of you have someone special in your life who may have special needs, or you're supporting someone who has special needs, and working with people who need care. I have learned a lot, and I feel blessed to be able to do this. I have to say, God has a path for everybody, and it's not always the path that you think you're going to go down. But when you dedicate your life and pray, and you go to church and you love the Lord, He's going to show you what you need to do next. I was supposed to be a dental hygienist, and God had different plans for me, and it took something big to make that change. I was in a terrible car accident when I was 18 years old. I was already in college. I understood what I wanted to do. I had my plans all set, and I was in a terrible accident. I was comatose, and I was in the hospital for over a month. During that time, my parents had to go through a lot because my sister and I were both in critical condition, and our organs were signed away. We weren't sure if we were going to make it. But when I was in that condition, I was cared for by beautiful people, beautiful nurses, and they touched me, and God put it on my heart to do that. And He has me where He wants me right now because of that. So when you're going through tragedy, know that God has a bigger plan for you. That God knows that He wants you to be where He wants you to be, not where you want to be. So God works all things for good for those who love the Lord. And He brought me to somewhere where I never imagined I'd be. I was paralyzed. I had a very hard time getting to road recovery. But through God, through my faith, that is how I am the way I am now. And I wanted to give back. I wanted to give back to people, and I feel like I'm doing that being a nurse. So thank you very much for being here. And I think it's a wonderful thing to have the connection of the special needs community. And thank you again.
The Answer Inc. is a 501c3 non-for-profit organization that is dedicated to improving and enriching the quality of life for families impacted by autism and/or other developmental disorders. This is accomplished by providing support, resources, education, recreation, and advocacy. Their goal is to destigmatize society's opinion of people with autism and developmental disorders and to empower families.
Hi, I'm Deborah Vines, and I am a recipient of the Distinguished Service Award. What motivates me, number one, is God. And He gives me the strength to actually be the best parent and advocate that I can be for my son, Jason, who is now 32 years old, and he's impacted by autism. I am so excited to receive the Distinguished Service Award because it actually is an award that impacts the community that I serve, persons impacted by disabilities. What encouragement I would give to a person that needs to turn another page in their life is just live. Whatever makes you feel good, whatever makes you feel good about other people, whatever makes other people feel good about what you're doing, just do it. I'm Deborah Vines, and I am a recipient of the Distinguished Service Award.
Our recipient of the Distinguished Service Award, founder and CEO of The Answer Inc., Deborah Vines.
To God be the glory for all He has done for me and all of us. Thank you so much, Wendy, and your husband, James. And I am so honored to receive this award, especially after looking at that amazing video of Paige. Just give Paige a hand, because she is in heaven, just smiling on all of us. I have to thank Mike Carmody for actually introducing me to Wendy. So he is the reason why I'm here today. And we actually started our organizations around the same time. I am here today because of this handsome young man sitting right there. Stand up, Jason. He just made 32 years old and he is impacted by autism, but he's 32, but I am not a day over 35. So my late husband and I, sit back down, Jason. My late husband and I, James passed away last year, but when we received the news that Jason had autism, we went through a myriad of emotions because we had to go all of our community to get the support that we needed. And so I just got tired of complaining about it and decided to do something about it. So in 2007, The Answer Incorporated was born. And we wanted to just start with a support group because I felt like I was alone in this community. I never saw any other special needs families outside of just going to Jason's school. I didn't see any in the community. I didn't have any special needs families that were friends of mine. I have friends that love me dearly, and I have to acknowledge one of my besties here, Latricia, who's here supporting me. They love me dearly, but they don't understand what it's like to be a special needs mom. They don't understand the tears, the fears, the challenges, the things that we go through on a daily basis, sometimes minute to minute. And when we created The Answer Incorporated, I ended up with an entire new family. And I feel like I got a new family here today. So I'm getting each and one of your phone numbers. So when I call you tomorrow, don't but I'm so serious. No, but anyway, and so we started with just a support group, and we've grown to some amazing programs that we've serviced over 4,000 families since 2007. So again, thank you, Wendy. And thank you to the Paige Awards. I am so blessed. I do not minimize any acknowledgement for the work that God has commissioned me to do. Thank you.
AJ Malin is the founder of Recycled Rhythm. He has excelled in many areas of his life while encouraging others to be better. His organization recycles and donates drum sets to children with disabilities. He is an accomplished musician and has performed all over the Midwest. Diagnosed with autism, he worked hard and was able to graduate from the IEP program, which is rare.
Hi, I'm AJ Malin, and I am receiving the Arts and Entertainment Award. My love of music and my family. My family, my grandparents, and famous drummers. I am truly blessed being the youngest person receiving this award. It not only shows that even though you have a disability, you can overcome things in life. That even though if you're diagnosed with something, that does not hold you back, you can do all things through God. I am AJ Malin, and I am the recipient of the 2019 Paige Awards.
The recipient of the Arts and Entertainment Award is AJ Malin and his family.
Thank you. First, I'd like to thank God for everything He is doing in my life. Thank you to my parents, Todd and Leanne, and my family. Thanks to Road to Eternity, Kimberly D. Garrett, Nick Huffman, Lucian, and the Made in Chicago Project. When my parents told me that I won this award, I was surprised. I was surprised because I had no idea anyone really noticed what I'm doing. After that feeling wore off, disbelief set in, mainly because there are many people out here sincerely trying to make a difference. Then I felt a wave of appreciation. I am very grateful to have the resources and the love and the support of my family, so we all can be a blessing to special needs children everywhere. I am inspired and moved more now than ever to find, repair, polish, and bring new life into as many instruments as I can get my hands on. Then find as many children as I possibly can to introduce them to the scientifically proven benefits of music therapy. I started Recycled Rhythm 2 years ago when I was 16. Music has made all of the difference in my life. When I was 5 years old, I was diagnosed with ADHD. Then, fairly recently, I was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. After rounds of testing, when I went back in for the results, the doctor talked a lot, but one of the main things I really remembered she said was, "This is not at all an excuse. Even though you are diagnosed, you are still capable of functioning." I understood the diagnosis, but I was absolutely determined to let nothing hold me back. I pushed myself even harder, I studied harder, and I practiced harder. When you see me, you just might see an awkward teen, and unless I tell you, you might never know about the diagnosis. This is and has been the case with my peers. I have been recently bullied from young and old alike every single day at school since I was in 3rd grade. Instead of being resentful or retaliating, I chose to forgive and I chose to love harder. My friend Kimberly once told me, when it comes to people like that, I have to love the hell out of them. As a result of pressing harder, I am now an honor student. My talents as a musician are steadily increasing, and as for my peers, I am still killing them with kindness. Percussion has been my comfort and my outlet. My heart's desire is simply to be a blessing and to make a difference in someone's life. Having first-hand experience regarding the benefits music therapy has on children with autism, as well as children with special needs and terminal illnesses, I felt moved to help. Thank you for this incredible honor and for reigniting the fire to change lives for the better and to be a blessing.
Hello, I'm Leanne Mayland, mom. I did not write his speech for him. He wrote that himself. I'm supposed to give you guys a little bit of the backstory on AJ. When he was 5 years old, he was diagnosed with ADHD. I worked with special needs kids. God knows who to give the kids to. I'll just say that. He knows. I was meant to be his mother. So we kind of always had an inkling that it was a little more than just ADHD. It took us about 10 years to get the insurance company to approve another round of testing with a neuropsych. When that testing came back, it did say autism spectrum disorder. We weren't shocked. I'll say that. When the doctor came in, she made sure that she talked to us, described everything to us, and then she took the time to explain it to AJ, which we really were thankful for. She made sure that he understood the diagnosis, asked him if he had any questions, which he really didn't. And on the way home from the doctor's office, from the back seat, we heard, "Hey, Mom and Dad, I want to start a charity." What? He said, "I want to start a charity. I want to collect old drum sets. AJ has been a percussionist his entire life. Since he was 3, he started playing drums, and he is amazing. Not just because he's my kid, he is amazing. He has played in Chicago. He's played everywhere. He's amazing. So he said, I want to collect old used drums that people would otherwise throw away or let rust in their basement. And I want to fix them up and give them to kids with autism and special needs so that they have the same outlet that I have. So we could not say no. He is now a 501c3 charity. He's a nonprofit. He's registered with the state. He has donated a total of 10 drum sets already, full drum sets in a year. We have driven all the way 4 hours away to Ohio to give a set of drums away. He gives them the set of drums, brings it to their house, gives them a t-shirt, drumsticks, a lesson. It is all free. Everything is free. So we have been blessed to be his parents. I by no means found his diagnosis as anything, that I felt like, oh, why me? We just, we embraced it. He wouldn't be him without it. So we embraced it, and we thank God for him. Thank you. I have to pass it to Dad.
Everything she said is the same. Thanks. But through this opportunity he's gotten to, he's been blessed with numerous friendships in the music community. Anyone from blues musicians to rock and everything to TV personalities have got to meet him. And one individual turned his establishment into a drop-off zone for national acts on tour. They come in and drop off equipment for specifically AJ. So it's been, actually, we were just there yesterday picking up another drum set from his establishment. So it's been a great venue. But the best thing to see is the parents' reaction from their kids. And we actually get updates from the parents periodically. It's been amazing. So thank you again to everybody. Thank you, and we're blessed to have this honor.
Hi. I'm Jackson, his little brother. I'm proud that he's getting this recipient because it was.
All right. All right.
He is very proud of his brother. He is his biggest protector. He's extremely proud of him. And I have to say that when AJ was saying that he was bullied, some of those very same bullies have come around and donated drum sets to his charity. So we need to call Deborah Vines back up. Hi, Deborah. On behalf of Recycled Rhythm, your son is receiving a drum set.
Oh my God.
All that noise.
It is actually the drum set that AJ is playing on right now. So we will get with you to set up a time for it.
Jason doesn't play the drums, but he's always doing like this.
You would, yes.
Tick, 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 tick. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Did you put some earplugs?
No, learn to embrace it.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome.
As I was driving in, I was thinking about Paige and the memories, and it all just kind of rushed on me. So I wanted to share some of those memories with you. One of the things that Matthew mentioned was that she was really full of life, and that she was. I remembered how when she became ill at 1 year, whenever I would go out to the mall or I was out shopping or going to work, I would see a 1-year-old and it would just crush me. And I remember that in time, I began to look at Paige and see the beauty in her and realize that she communicated in ways that other children didn't. When I touched her face, she kind of snuggled. When she was really agitated, she would give a really deep sigh. And I had never met a child who was so good at rolling her eyes. I mean, that was her thing. She would really just totally roll her eyes if she was agitated. And I learned that having a child of that nature, a handicapped child, brings people into your lives. And one of the things that really humbled me was the experience of the people that were brought into our lives. We were so young, and we were learning. We were learning how to handle a child of that nature. We were learning how to handle the emotions. It was so much. We were so overcome with all of the emotions that went into taking care of Paige. But she taught me how to be strong, and she taught me resilience, and she taught me that people are inherently good. So many people came into our lives and helped us and taught us how to take care of her. Some of those people, I look across the room, and some of them are here tonight, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart, because we could not be here today without people like you guys who are there for people who have handicap or challenged children in their lives. So it's a very, very hard and heavy load to carry to be a caretaker. And that's something that should never be taken for granted. The people in your family who are caretakers, that is one of the greatest gifts. So I wanted to share that with you, and I wanted to thank each and every one of you to let you know that Paige taught me that there is still good and people are still good.
Thank you for joining us for this year's Paige Awards. During this time of social distancing, mask wearing, and hand sanitizing, we thank you for doing your part to keep us all safe. We also thank the courageous essential workers for doing their part to maintain a sense of normalcy during these trying times. We applaud our past honorees and thank their families and friends for giving their support to the Annual Paige Awards. To those who provide service, support, and inspiration to the members of the special needs community, we offer our sincere and heartfelt thanks. We will see you next year, Sunday, November 6, 2021. Be blessed.